Do you have a book in your head and it's just not getting down on paper? Well, I would love to share some tips with you today from my report, 7 Steps to Getting Your Book Written. And I want to encourage you to stick around till the end of the video because I have some great offerings for you around helping you get your book written, and they are all free. So hang out and let's go into talking about my first step in my report, which is all about making the commitment to write your book. So the way that I see it, there are 3 things that you can do to test out your commitment. Because before you actually go into spending the time, and it is a big investment in time, energy, and potentially money, writing and publishing a book, you want to make sure that your commitment is solid. And a solid commitment will help you actually get the book written. So the whole purpose of step number 1 is to make sure that you have a firm commitment, because the firm commitment is what's going to actually take you through writing the book and beyond. So let's talk about some of the different things that can help us understand if our commitment is firm. So there are 3 things to help with this. One is, does it pass the test of time? And I'll talk about that in a minute. Then we're going to look for hidden or stealth expectations. And third, does our body agree? So I want to spend most of the time on this particular video talking about the stealth expectation issues. I will be doing another video later on how to figure out if your body agrees with you or not. And this is important because you are your body. So you'll get more information on that in a later video. What I will say about the test of time is, if that book idea has been hanging around in your head for a while now, it's already passed the test of time. If the idea is new and you really haven't let it settle in yet, then you might want to wait a little bit before you actually make the commitment. So you want to have at least a few weeks under your belt of thinking about it, letting it sink in, and see if you still feel excited about writing it. On the expectations, this is a really great exercise to do that I'm going to show you to kind of ferret out any hidden or stealth expectations that you might have, which could be a setup for disappointment. So the term stealth expectations actually came from some of Brene Brown's work, where she identified that in her book Rising Strong. And I got an idea about something that I could do with that to help myself and my clients figure out if I had stealth expectations that were going to be a setup for disappointment. And so here's the thing. A stealth expectation is when we have expectations on other people to do something in response to something that we're doing, where the expectation is on them and we don't have control over them. We only have control over ourselves. And so here's what you want to do. You want to get out a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil and get ready to do some spontaneous writing around this. And we want to make sure when we're writing that we're not editing or judging ourselves. We're just going to spill all of it out on a page. And how we're going to do this is we're going to ask ourselves a question. And that question is, if I write this book, then, and we want to list all the things that we think will happen or that we hope will happen to get to the root of all of our expectations around writing this book. And then after we've done some free writing for a while, we want to get curious. So try to stay out of judgment for yourself. We all have lots and lots of reasons, and we all have stealth expectations, to tell you the truth. So we want to take a look at that list and see how many of them really rely on someone else responding in a specific way. And if it's weighed really heavy towards that, then you might want to step back and really look deeper at your commitment to write your book. Sometimes you can even use this exercise to dig a little deeper than that. You can take those reasons that you wrote down and keep digging into them. So for instance, if I write this book then more clients will sign up for my programs. And when more clients sign up for my programs, I'll make more money. And if I make more money, I'll get to take that trip to Scotland that I want to take. And if I take that trip to Scotland that I want to take, and you see where I'm going with that. So it kind of helps us get underneath the surface of what's really going on here. And tying a book to a trip to Scotland, as you can see, is not a good idea because it's a setup for disappointment. And we don't want to be disappointed in that way because disappointment is really deflating and it can sap our energy from us that we need, especially if you're a solopreneur and entrepreneur. You need that energy to keep going with your business all the time. And disappointment can be a huge impediment to your business. So it's really important when you're making a commitment to anything, actually, to kind of go through this exercise and ferret out what those stealth expectations are. So that'll help you see how firm your commitment is. And there are a lot of great reasons to write a book. I'll share with you the reason why I wrote my book. I actually dedicated my book to anyone who ever struggled with trusting themselves. And that's why I wrote it. It's part memoir, and I wrote about my own journey struggling to trust myself and my intuition. And my hope, when it came down to it, was that it would impact at least one person in a positive way. And that was enough for me. That gave me the satisfaction from writing the book. So my book will be published here. It's not quite published yet, but I did do a pre-reader campaign, and I have already impacted more than one person with that book. And I'm super happy that I spent the time and made the investment into writing it. There are other reasons you might want to write a book too, which are great for you. Self-expression, telling your story, sharing it with other people, sharing it with your family, having impact on other people's lives. And there's always people who are going to be impacted by your story. And that's different than expecting them to behave in a specific way. You might also have a great idea for writing a book which is going to help your clients while you're already servicing them. So that's a great idea to write a book. And there are many, many great ideas. So I want to encourage you to just take a look at this and make sure that you aren't setting yourself up for disappointment. Now, what I'd love to talk about are my two offerings that I have for you right now. So number one, you can sign up for my report, which is 7 steps to getting your book written. So it starts with this one, and there's more than that to help you get that book written. And all you have to do to sign up for that is actually Facebook message me and say, I want a copy of 7 steps for getting your book written, and make sure you put your email address in the message so that I can send the report right out to you. I'm even more excited about the next thing that I want to offer you, which is my 3-day Find Your Writing Voice Challenge, which I'm going to be holding over on my Aspiring Writers and Authors private Facebook page. And if you want to join that, all you have to do is write in the comments line below this video that you want to join the 3-day challenge. And this challenge is going to be going from August 10 through 12. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have exercises for you to help you find your writing voice, and I will explain about how you can participate in that, what you need to do when you get into the private Facebook group. So just write in the comments, I want to join your Facebook group, or I want to do the 3-day challenge, and I will follow up by inviting you into that group. So I hope that you have found this helpful, and I hope to see you over in my Facebook group.